Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Generation 1 of my Perfect Genetics Challenge. This is Carrots here, and in the last episode, Cindy was born. We aged her up to toddler and she turned out to be the heir. And she is a slob and a couch potato. That's the traits she was given when we randomised them. We're also going to have to give her the dislikes children trait when she ages up to young adult, because she's the heir and she has to have that trait. But here she is, learning how to play her xylophone. She's got all of her toddler skills ahead of her. She's going to need to do the xylophone and peg box, as well as walk, talk and potty, and then read all of the toddler books before we can age her up to child. That's Gary in the front, closest to the camera. He is the eldest of the 4 toddlers, and he will be aging up to child probably in the next episode. He's got to finish reading his toddler books. James is the one with the dark hair and the blue socks, and I think he's done most of his toddler skills as well. And then that's Owen, nearest to the playpen, and there is little Cindy with her back to us. Now there's Cindy learning to potty. Her mother is training her to potty. And to be the heir, she had to have the same coloured hair and eyes as her mother. Her mother, Olivia, is the founder. Well, at the moment, Olivia is not pregnant. She has produced her heir, so she doesn't need to have any more babies. However, in the last episode, she planted a forbidden fruit seed. And here she is on her way to work. The game sends her off to work as soon as she's had the baby. And Don, for some reason, has been chosen by the game to stay home and look after the babies and the toddlers. And there he is on the phone in the background. Got walls down at the moment. He's just had a shower, so he's feeling all refreshed. Now it looks like little James has learnt to walk, and he's just got to finish his toddler books. I think we saw him learning to walk in an earlier episode. Gary can do all of his toddler skills. He just used the potty on his own. He's got his imaginary friend out now. Put him in the walker, and he can learn a bit of handiness skill while he's in the walker. That's Cindy sleeping in the cot, and we've just told Owen to come and read that book that's on the floor, and he's learnt to walk as well. But while Gary is actively playing in the walker like he is now, he will be gaining handiness skill. So Don had to go out and do a bit of gardening. It looks like there's a bit of work to be done there, lots of weeding. Got a few money trees there sprouting as well. And there's the forbidden fruit right in the middle of the screen. This looks like it's almost ready to be picked. When she picks it, and I'll get Olivia to pick it, she will either get another forbidden fruit or she will get a plant sim baby. At this stage, we have no clue what she's going to get, because it's a 50-50 chance. With each forbidden fruit seed that you plant, you get a 50-50 chance of having it turn into a forbidden fruit or a plant sim baby. So if she picks the forbidden fruit and eats it, she'll turn into a plant sim. Or you can plant the forbidden fruit. I usually get them to grow another forbidden fruit because I usually want a plant sim baby. At this point, I've never actually turned a sim into a plant sim by eating forbidden fruit. I've just picked them and planted the forbidden fruit again if I get a forbidden fruit instead of a baby. I had one sim that had to plant his forbidden fruit 3 times before he finally got a plant sim baby. And this is Olivia's first forbidden fruit, so we'll see what she gets. Oh, she's going to analyse it first, and then she'll pick it. Or she's got to go to work again. I think she can wait until she's picked the fruit before, because these fruit have to be tended and picked straight away or they will die. You can't just leave them there, so she can't go off to work for a few hours and then come back and expect that fruit still to be there. So she can pick it, and she's going to get a baby, a plant sim baby girl. I think I'll call her Petal. So here comes Petal.
Oh, Borbza. Oh.
For a sim who doesn't like children, she's being very nice to her new baby plant sim daughter. So she'd better quickly put little Petal in a crib so she can head off to work. We don't want her to be late for work. I'll take little Petal in to create a sim later on when she's a toddler and give her paler skin. What I will do to Petal is get the skin slider and drag it all the way to the left. So she'll still keep the plant sim skin, but it will be very, very pale green. She'll look a similar coloured green to little Owen, who inherited his father's green skin. So that's little Petal as a baby. Don stays home and takes care of the children. Olivia goes to work in the culinary career. Olivia's about a level 5, I think, in the culinary career. So there's little Petal again. She'll have a pale green skin shortly. I check who's read the books and who still needs to read them by activating one of the adults. And when I click on the book with an adult, or a teen, or a child even, if it says put away and nothing else, well then they've all read the book. If it says read with, you click on that and see who's in the list, and the list will show you all of the toddlers in the household who haven't read the book yet. Because once they've read the book, the parent can't read with them again. And I usually put the books that all of the other toddlers have read into the next toddler down's inventory. So if I've got one toddler in the household, I'll put all 9 books in their inventory and just get them out one at a time and then put them in the bookcase when they're finished. But if there's another toddler comes along during this time, they're younger than that one that's got all 9 books. So as the older toddler reads a book, I put it into the younger toddler's inventory. And then when that toddler reads the book and there's another younger toddler, the book goes into the younger toddler's inventory until there's no toddlers left to pass it down to. Then they get put in the bookcase. But then just before I age a toddler up to child, I'll put all of the books, all 9 of the skill books, onto the floor and get an adult to click on each of them to make sure that the one that I'm about to put to age up to child has in fact read the whole book, because they'll often stop reading about 2 seconds before the book is complete. And of course, if they've read 99% of the book, they get 0% of the benefit for most of the skills. Sometimes they'll get a bit of benefit, but generally no. Just assume no benefit if you haven't read the book fully all the way through. And of course, if they haven't read any of the toddler books, there's a good chance you won't be able to choose a trait when they age up to child. They must have completed all of their 5 toddler skills, plus read at least 3 or 4 of the books. And I like them to read all 9 of the books. And if you've done all of that, well then you'll get to choose their trait when they age up to child. As you can see, I'm changing this nursery as required. As each extra child gets added in, I added some more room. I think I had windows all along that wall before. I've removed the windows so that there's the cot or the crib isn't pushed up against a window. Now she's across to the different one again. They keep getting moved around by the parents. I don't worry too much about that anymore. I used to try to keep each one in their own bed, but it's not possible. They'll often just pick them up and swap beds, put them in a different crib just to move them. But Petal's been good. She's just sleeping. So James is able to potty all by himself. That's good to see. Somebody's got to come and empty some potties. A problem I have is, of course, when they've finished, they tend to just sit on the floor right in front of it. So then the parent can't come, or the child, or whoever's there, whoever job it is to empty the potties, can't do it if there's a baby or toddler sitting on the floor in front of the potty. So Owen's going to have to move away from there. Oh, so Cindy's learning how to talk. It's like James is tired. It takes a really long time to get any skill at all with the walker or the playpen. With the playpen they can get charisma and logic skills. So she's learnt to talk by this look of it. Cindy just learnt how to talk. Didn't take her long to whip that imaginary friend out of her pocket. I think James is in need of going to bed. Yes, put that book back in his inventory so that he doesn't lose it. We want to make sure he reads it all the way through. And Owen needs to go to bed too. They're all getting tired. Luckily we've got enough beds for all of them. They've each got their own crib. Well, they've each got a crib. There's enough there for all of them. So it looks like Cindy's learnt to potty as well now. She hasn't learnt to walk yet though. Time to learn to walk. She can talk and potty. So learning to walk is what she's got to do now. Then she can just sit down and play with her peg box and her xylophone until she's mastered them as well. We'll age Petal up before the end of the episode, so you'll get to see her as a toddler, but she won't do any of her toddler skills. With Petal, we didn't have to age her up straight away because she can't be the heir. She's not even a sim, she's a plant sim, so she can't have babies. I think that when they get pregnant they produce a seed, a forbidden fruit seed. Never had it happen, so that's probably something I could try one day. I've actually put Petal into another game where she is living with the Cake Island mermaids, and she's already aged up to a child in that game. And there's lots of other young plant sims in that game, so she may well find herself married to a plant sim partner in the Cake Island episodes. I'm also doing videos on Cake Island mermaids. That Cake Island mermaids is really setting up Cake Island for the Generation 5 of the McFluff story. So Cake Island mermaids and McFluff story will eventually merge as well when the McFluff descendants, or the green descendants, move to Cake Island. That's where they'll finally succeed in turning cats into humans. So if you're interested in something that's purely fantasy, you could maybe start watching, if you've got the time, the Cake Island mermaids and also the McFluff story. Now Cindy can walk too, so that's walk, talk and potty she can do. Better concentrate on xylophone and peg box from here on in, I think, and then she can start reading her toddler books. So I took her into Creator Sim and I gave her some new clothes, so she'd be wearing something a little bit more suited to winter, because it's winter in the game at the moment. I think she's learned all she needs to learn from the xylophone by the look of it. She's whacking it pretty hard. And she's pretty good with that xylophone. She might be heading towards a virtuoso trait. She's finally going to go over and play with the blocks. Yeah, she needs to learn the block skill. She's got the skill meter above her head is empty at the moment, so she's got at least one level still to learn, possibly all three. She's having fun as she learns. Wait till she gets frustrated and starts screaming in frustration. And Petal just keeps on sleeping in the background. Well, there's a birthday cake. And here comes little Petal. Time for celebrations. The candle just got blown out. So this must be getting very close to the end of the video. We're seeing little Petal age up. Bye-bye, Olivia. Don's still celebrating. There she goes. And she's got no hair at all. Have to fix that. I think that one might do. And the good thing about Petal is she gets flower trail when she crawls. She can't walk yet. So that's it, the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.